News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Well, if you can hear my voice, then everything is all well and good. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly now.
Multifaceted situations.
Mm-hmm.
We had an internet failure downtown at our studio overnight yesterday afternoon and through it for much of the evening. But we're up and running now.
I'm very glad.
Otherwise, we would be downtown this morning.
Nice.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And not able to take your calls. Our number, go ahead and make a note of it, 910-333-0139. We've got some guests that will be on 7:30 and at 8 o'clock-ish or 7:45-ish. So if you got something you want to say it now.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty to say today.
That's a whole lot to say.
Well, let's just go local.
Let's go local.
Everybody's heard the national stuff.
Huge surprises. Well, some surprises locally, but let's start with the county commissioner race.
Yes, let's do it.
Tony Padgett,
Yes.
top vote getter.
Yep.
And you had Robin Knapp, Paul Buchanan, and then John Davis.
John Davis.
Welcome to the county commissioners,
go.
John Davis.
Now, who's going to be mayor of Swansboro?
Well, that's going to be up to Swansboro.
Up to somebody else,
City
right?
commissioners to challenge that. Of course, it'll be a while because the new commissioners still have to go through the general election.
Yes, and if John is successful in that, then
Yes.
he will be sworn in right after the 1st of December.
Right.
Mhm.
And so he's still got time to be mayor.
Mhm.
School board, all new people.
Another upset.
Yes, another
Major
upset. Yeah, everybody, a whole new board. Four that
Four-
were
four.
running. And so on that, we had Michelle Halley,
Yes.
Susan Long,
Mhm.
Philip Williams,
Mhm.
and Elbert Garvey. Now, Elbert
Elbert's
was
there.
originally
He was
appointed,
yes.
Mhm.
but he did get elected this time. So all former educators,
Mhm.
and with the exception of Philip
Philip.
Williams, he's the lieutenant at Jacksonville Police Department.
And all four of them have been in here.
Yes, all four of them have been in here. And the four commissioners that won
County
have been
commissioners,
in here also.
Yep.
So congratulations. But I think the biggest upset of the night, the biggest surprise, Wyatt Gable, the young 21-year-old
Wow.
college student, was running against our incumbent, George Cleveland,
So
District
can
14.
he get an excused absence when he has to go?
Well, supposedly he should be done with college. He took George Cleveland.
Yes.
Wyatt won the race.
Yes.
Congratulations, Wyatt. I will tell you, that young man,
Oh, that
He
kid's
worked
going
it.
places.
He
I
he
met him.
worked it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very impressed
He
with
was
him.
also in here.
Yes. And I really did not bank on him beating George Cleveland because George has been around for so long and he's got
Yes.
such a strong voter base. But Wyatt was out
He worked it.
every single day,
He worked it.
knocking on doors, putting out signs, going to functions.
Mhm.
And the forums, I thought he did exceptionally well. He's a very intelligent young man.
But not only that, Wyatt has made the statement, and I've heard it personally, that he is amenable to a sales tax increase.
Yes.
That'll do
And
it.
I think that right there may have been one of the things that propelled him over George,
Right.
because George has been so opposed to it. And the voters, a lot of them want it. I mean, the
Oh,
taxpayers,
yeah.
they want it.
Instead
so
of property taxes.
Yeah, I mean that kid, but I've talked to him. That kid is smart. He is up and coming. I don't think he'll stop just at that seat.
I don't think
Doesn't
so
need
either.
to.
And his campaign manager is another young college student that was out at Pine Valley all day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nicest young man. I mean, this kid, he surrounded himself with a good. And this was a young man's first foray into be a campaign manager. He said he learned a lot, but he was like, "Whoa, this is a lot." But he just nice. And that the campaign managers from Jacksonville too.
Okay.
He went to
Wow.
White Oak. He said.
Yes. When I came out of Carter and came back into Onslow, most everybody I was always running into Wyatt.
Mhm.
I was like, Wyatt.
He's a good kid.
Yeah,
He's a
he
nice-
is a
I'm
good
he's a
so
kid.
nice young
glad
man.
he won. Yeah.
And He's going to go far.
He will
I
absolutely.
think so too.
Mhm.
He was very impressionable, and I hope he does well when he steps.
And of course,
into
I
those
had
shoes.
lots of I had a lot of personal time with his
His
granddaddy.
grandfather.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
so,
Now, we'll say now there is Democratic opposition, so
There
we'll
is.
see that in the general election. But as far as Onslow County, he's done well.
And
Okay.
I think, there's Democrat opposition in all the county
Right.
races just about. Yeah, there is. So I don't think, and I think because this is a presidential election race and people are very,
Polarized.
yes, I don't think even if you're a Republican, you need to not have your guard, you can't have your guard
Right.
down.
Don't matter. It
'Cause this
doesn't
will be-
matter. Everybody can vote.
Somebody made a comment yesterday that they think this will be the year a Democrat will get in office here in Onslow for a seat.
It's a possibility.
Well, the Republican Party has been so divided.
That's what I'm saying. That's
so
what they were
much
saying.
fighting.
Somebody at the polls said it yesterday.
So
They
many
said,
little small groups.
Yeah. They said
that
they
have
think a
been-
Democrat's going to get it in either at BOE or BOC.
I don't think so much as the BOC, but possibly the BOE.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna tell you what, the 4 that did get voted in, through the primary, strong
very
people,
strong, yeah.
strong people.
Mhm.
I was, I was torn between one. It was a hard decision.
Mhm.
It was a really hard because you had so many good ones to.
Let's
pick
talk
from.
about the upsets here.
the
We had 2
upsets.
incumbents. One on the Board of
Okay.
Education.
Yes, right.
He's an incumbent, but he was never elected. He was appointed. Louis
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes, very controversial
very controversial.
figure.
Came under a lot of fire,
Yes,
created by himself. It was mostly self-inflicted.
right.
And then on the Board of Commissioners, we had Walter Scott,
That's
also
right. Another controversial one.
controversial
Also created by himself.
and self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what do you say? One there, Melissa Oakley, I just feel bad. She was a controversial, but not of her own doing, I don't
Right.
think.
Right. Right.
Not anything
Yeah.
that I can say.
She didn't miss it by much.
No.
Elbert Garvey was the lowest out of the 4 at 12.27%, and Melissa came in at 11.55%.
Mm.
Mhm.
So Melissa was right close to it. Louis Rogers came in bottom. He was bottom vote getter.
I'm not surprised at all.
Mhm.
He should have known better. He was told time and again.
And Walter Scott, he was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He came in 6. So, he had dropped considerably because, when he ran 4 years ago, I think he was in the primary, wasn't he up there near the top? Yeah.
Near the top, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
But a lot of controversy surrounding him over the last 3 years.
Totally self-inflicted.
Right, right. But those were the only 2 races. I pretty much picked the county commissioners I had in my mind based on what they had been doing, how long they had lived here, who knew them, etc. The 2 incumbents, I felt confident that they were going to get back in there because they have built a voter base over the years, especially
Yes.
Paul Buchanan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's been here and look what all he's done. Robin, since he got into politics, has built a strong base too. So I felt confident that those 2 would have no problem getting in there whatsoever. But it was interesting because Hans Miller has a lot of name recognition for
does.
being the sheriff,
Mhm.
and Hans ran on a $0 budget.
Yes.
And he still managed to come in 5th. And at one time, it was showing him over John Davis until the final votes came in. But that was an interesting race.
I think Hans was the top vote getter for the absentee ballots.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was showing the lead on
Yeah.
that in early votes too.
Uh-huh.
So it was after that it all started swapping,
Mhm.
switching about. But you talk about wow.
Well, let me tell you, I saw some crazy things yesterday. Working the polls is interesting. And I tell people, if you
Yes.
want to see some entertainment at times, go work a poll. I mean, it's a lot where you're on your feet. My feet hurt today. And we floated, we had a team that was going from different polls. It's hard to get all 24, but I saw a lot of really good things. I even saw a lot of, camaraderie between the workers, even if they were opposing each other kind of thing. I mean, people getting along.
It's a job.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you're tired. It was hot yesterday. I mean, not
Oh, yeah.
complaining. It wasn't complaining, but it was
No, I
hot.
had a little
A
A
sun
lot of
on my
people
nose.
sunburned.
Mhm.
But one thing I did notice too, and I want to say this, you know, if you are a worker of any capacity, and it got brought up by somebody else to me yesterday, that's why I'm saying this. One I observed, one I didn't. If you work, especially a county job, and you're in your uniform,
Mhm.
whatever your uniform is,
Like a fireman or a police
yep,
officer,
or
you're working for the
anything.
county.
If you work for
right.
the county, you're in your uniform. Nobody expects you to like all the candidates, but when you're in your uniform and you're disparaging candidates loudly at the polls to people, it reflects.
It does.
And there were 2 animal control officers out at Stateside, disparaging, and several different poll workers. It became a conversation. Heard them because they were talking to one of them, and then the ones, you've got a small area. Everybody hears what you're saying. It reflects.
Mhm.
And then out at Morton, a firefighter was very rude. And another poll worker, and I was there for that, another poll worker for different candidates were commented about how rude this guy was. And how does everyone out there know he was firefighter, you ask? Because his
he
name
was-
is embroidered on his jacket. But it reflects.
Dumb is dumb.
Yeah. So I mean, if you don't like or you don't want material, some lady at the Commons walked through there screaming that if you try to give her any material, she will not vote for the candidate you hand her. I mean,
That's just
make
ridiculous.
a big old production.
You can always tell when they're coming
I
up the
just say no,
sidewalk.
thank you.
She yelled out
Right.
like, "Hey!" Everybody was like, "Whoa!" I mean,
Well, I understand that there were some polls that some of the campaigners got into arguments with other campaigners.
mhm. Yeah, I heard that
I
too.
understand the news is right now, and we still don't have all the news on it, but at Morton's poll last night, one of the campaigners got into an argument with some of the poll workers, the county poll workers, and the sheriff's office was called.
Oh,
oh
my.
my!
So
Well, that happened over in Pender County too.
Pender County had a county commissioner she went up to a voter and they got arguing, and the
Got
voter
physical.
was like
What
putting her finger in her face, and the county commissioner grabbed her hand.
candidate or sitting commissioner?
Sitting
Sitting.
commissioner.
Oh my!
Yeah.
That's
so
assault.
And
yes.
the sheriff's office was called. I don't know what
Yes.
the end result was.
Holy cow!
The voter made a statement to one of the news organizations and said that she would be seeking charges. I'm like, but you know that I saw a lot of that going poll to poll. Republicans fighting
I
Republicans at
saw
the
a lot of it.
polls.
I saw it. Yeah.
It was crazy.
But I'm not. Am I surprised? No. I
It's
told
Trump's
you,
fault.
Republican Party is very divided.
Well, there was one from one of the other groups that got into an argument with a candidate's wife, and I understand they had to call the poll workers out, inside to come out and
Oh my.
take care. There's no need for any of this. Look, I worked a poll yesterday
Grow
in Carteret
up.
County, and I was working for a friend, and I was there with the opposing candidates worker. We walked up together to everybody, and I'd say, I'm here representing so-and-so. He's running for this seat, and say a little bit. And I said, this gentleman right here is running for another candidate that's, trying to obtain the same seat. You've got 2 great choices to choose from. And that's all. We went side by side the whole time. And, hey, but of
Which
course,
one won?
the other guys. But they were all good choices.
That's fine.
All
That's,
good choices.
that's the way it's supposed to
That's
be.
supposed to be. Get along.
Exactly.
You don't need to have nonsense. You don't need to be rude to the poll workers who are just standing out there. Look, they're out there for free. I mean, the campaign people. That's
Yeah.
what I mean when I say poll workers. For that, they're out there campaigning for their candidates, and they're hot. They're on their feet. I mean, you don't need to be rude to them. You just
That's right.
don't.
I think Kelly and I both put in 12-hour days yesterday. I started in one county and ended up in this county, helping. But it's hard out there when
Mhm.
you're out there on your feet, and you can't sit down.
No, you can't.
You've
sit
got to be
down.
on your feet the whole time, because
Mhm.
one thing, it doesn't look good if you're just sitting around in a chair saying, hey, vote for so-and-so.
Yeah,
You've got to get out and engage, and it's constant.
it is very constant. Yeah.
Glad
But,
it wasn't raining.
Onslow County, the turnout for Onslow County was 18.32%. 23,196 people cast their ballots out of 126,619.
Still a shame.
Still
I'm
sad.
trying to see, is that the same as it was before, or is it less? I feel like it's
I
a little
think
bit
it's a
less.
little bit more.
Oh, is it?
Well,
I'm
it
about to
depends on
look.
which year to go back to. I
I'm
think,
going to last 2020, the last big, primary.
yeah. Have you got it up? I can
I'm
do it
pulling
right here.
yeah.
Well, I'll let you do that because I've got the state results up right now. Of course, Mark Robinson won
yeah.
the Republican
As
primary.
Pretty much expected.
Josh Stein won the Democratic
Did he have
primary.
any opposition? I don't even know.
Oh, not
If he did,
really.
there was nobody.
And then you had a libertarian who won, and I can't remember his name. What was it? Mark Ross. Yeah, Mike Ross. He won on the libertarian ballot.
Mhm.
So your governor's race is going to be Josh Stein versus Mark Robinson. And I heard both their speeches last night. And all I've got to say is watch out for Josh Stein because he was hitting it hard.
I'm
last
sure
night.
he is.
He
He's got
was
experience.
going after.
He didn't even have a sign out around here. I didn't see that one Josh Stein sign.
Why
out
would
at
he?
all.
Yeah,
Why
he
would he
didn't
waste
have
it?
to. Yeah. And the lieutenant on the Republican side,
Mark Robinson was running.
was a Mark Robinson running.
No way.
Yeah, he's on the
Yeah.
Democrat.
Huh.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something if Mark Robinson won governor and then Mark H. Robinson won lieutenant governor?
How confusing would that be?
That is
You could
confusing.
blame each other.
You'd have to nickname
You could
one
blame
of
each
them.
other for everything.
Pretty much.
Oh
That
my.
would be- But Hal Weatherman took the state and lieutenant governor, but Jim O'Neill came right in after him. And since nobody made 30%.
Mhm,
So
which
there's
they have to
going
have.
to be a runoff between Hal Weatherman and Jim O'Neill.
Oh wow.
And so
That
that
should
was
be
interesting.
actually should be a shoe in, but
Yes.
I don't know. You never can tell. It depends upon who. If people come out and vote,
right.
they don't come out and
On
vote.
the Democratic
Who knows?
side, Rachel Hunt won by a huge margin, 70%. She's the daughter of James B. Hunt.
Yep.
I didn't
Jim
know
Hunt.
that.
Governor. Yep. Yep.
Well, I think a scary, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this. It is a scary thought, in my opinion, based on some of the things she said. The lady that won public instruction,
Michelle
superintendent,
Morrill.
she has a
took
lot
out-
of extreme views.
Well, Michelle
Yeah.
took out Catherine Truitt, and
Yeah.
Catherine Truitt was the incumbent.
Yeah.
That was a very close race.
I
And,
didn't see that one coming.
No,
I didn't.
either.
I'm not a fan of Michelle.
I
Morrow.
knew
Yeah.
Onslow County, a lot of the people here were in strong support of Michelle Morrill, but Jeff Jackson won Democratic vote for Attorney General, and Jack Clark won the Republican. Jack called in on the radio station.
Yes.
We interviewed him. So Steve Troxler kept his seat
Mhm.
as far as the Republican side, and our good buddy Mike Halsey,
Mr. Causey,
he blew him out of the water. So
as expected.
Democratic Natasha Marcus primary for Commissioner of Insurance. But Mike, like I said, Mike won by almost 61%. And Robert Brawley, the one that does his ads on TV, have you seen his TikTok and all that?
Mm-mm.
He was running for NC Commissioner. He was still sending out stuff last night.
Oh wow.
And he's just, well, anyway, Luke Farley won Commissioner of Labor on the Republican side.
Really?
Yeah, John Hardister came in second. John put out a nice congratulations statement last night. And we've had both of them on the show. Secretary of State Chad Brown retained on the Republican side. But here is the Superintendent of Public Instruction. Okay, you had your Democratic ballot, which was Morris, goes by Mo Green at 66%. So on the Democratic side. On the Republican side, Michelle Morrill eased by Catherine Truitt 52% to 48%.
Wow.
That was
That's a
very,
surprise.
Did that Cody Bear Hammonds? He has such just a cool name.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
he,
he-
Steve Troxler took
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
But I
I
like,
just like the name.
I
Like,
met him
Uh-huh.
at one of the
he was here in
events.
Jacksonville.
Yes, and I met him. He's really
He was
cool
a nice
dude. I
guy.
liked him.
Yeah. I just like
I
his
really
name.
did.
Yeah.
North Carolina Treasurer, Democratic Wesley Harris, and then on the Republican side, Brad Briner. I wasn't familiar with
I
him.
don't remember
No.
that name being on about.
Yeah,
Real quick.
I knew AJ Dowd. He came in
Yes.
third though, because everybody knows AJ. He's been around the state for many, many years and in different positions.
Tell me what the Onslow County voting total was. 'Cause I got it pulled up last time.
26,000.
It was 18.32%.
Okay. Last primary in 2020, 23.13%.
the 20s.
Wow.
I thought that this had less voters this time than
Yes.
last time. So
Well,
I
you
thought-
know, I blame it on all the discord,
I absolutely do too.
all
Yeah.
the fighting,
Yeah.
all the different.
How many
groups.
how many eligible voters were there in 2020?
In 2020, there were
106,000.
106,600.
Now we got 126,000.
Yes. 126,000,
The real numbers, we had 20, how many voted?
23,196
Okay,
out of.
how many voted in 2020?
24,653.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of felt like, didn't we, Kelly, that it was a lower voter turnout.
Just in general,
And
even
most-
being out at the polls, it just didn't seem. Now, granted, the fall will be interesting.
And the absentee ballots, and I noticed this even for the state, were way less than what
Mhm.
they were in 2020. 2020, we had all the COVID stuff, and they were allowing people to go to grocery stores and do ballots. Not really, but I mean, they were coming in from everywhere. But
Oh, and I want to say something very quickly. Jason Dedman. I want to give a big shout out to Jason Dedman.
yes, he did a fantastic
Let me tell you
job.
what, a lot of us workers were really convinced it was going to be midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning
Mhm.
before we heard these results.
Right.
At 7:30, they had the absentee ballots out. Between 8 and 8:30, you started getting the early voting in. And then we had everything by like 10 o'clock or so. I mean, so he had to have kicked butt and took names because
And then he
we
had,
were expecting.
then he
because
had
we
all that
ruled.
stuff going on at Morton at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah, the
big
first thing
props.
they ballots.
Yep.
Then they wrote in early voting, around 8? Like
we
that.
never expected. We're like, holy cow. Yeah. So
But what I like is when they rolled in the precincts, they
Mhm.
rolled them all in at the same time.
yes. And
Boom,
you
it was
had your
done
answer.
and over. And
I-
was like,
Oh,
I'm telling you, Jason and your crew, shout out to you because we honestly thought we are going to be up half the night and
Yeah.
we did not have to. And
I thought it
very
was-
appreciative. Good job.
right.
Okay, let's take a break, do some weather, and for the hour, we're going to have Dr. Rosemary Stein in here. We're talking about, all things medical, especially as it deals with children, and see how things are going right now, and are we through with the flu?
Based on my kid client sickness list, no.
Oh, my. Okay, you're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME. Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you will only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane and Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane and Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane and Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
I haven't heard any political commercials this morning. What's going on? I'm missing something. We haven't heard anything.
I didn't think we'd ever get to hear.
But first of all, I appreciate all of the folks who did
Yes.
advertise on this
Yes.
station, and congratulations to all the winners.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
we really do appreciate your advertising.
Mhm.
It's good to get your messages out.
Yes, and
And,
evidently it worked.
And
'cause-
a cool thing is
Yeah.
when you advertise with us, through Lee, you'll also get to come on the radio as part of your package.
Correct.
So that's even makes it better, right? Okay, got a couple of new boats down yesterday at Tideline Marine. It might attract you. When I showed up yesterday, George said, "You got your camera?" Well, yeah, I got my pants on, right?
Mhm.
And so I ended up we got 2 brand new Lund fishing boats, 1400s, very affordable, rigged and ready to fish, right out of the box and ready for you. One of those I could actually take home in a heartbeat. One of them was just so pretty. It's red.
Oh,
Oh,
I like
it's
red.
got all the gear on it that you need. It's
Mhm.
ready to roll. If you're in the mood, stop by Tideline Marine. Ask Todd to show you the new boats, the Lund boats that are likely to get you thinking. For fishing lures, both inshore and offshore lures, Tideline has on hand what the local professional guides are recommending for trout, for redfish, for the bigger fish offshore. Stop in at Tideline and learn the secrets of the pros and bias and use what they suggest. That's what you need to be doing. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisor is in effect through Saturday evening. Go figure. Today, offshore southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 this afternoon. Seas 5 to 8 feet. Wow. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, becoming choppy in the afternoon. And again, patchy fog. It's that time of year. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 4 to 6, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Friday, northeasterly winds 10 to 15, gusts to 25 in the morning, seas 3 to 6 feet, sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, there is a 100% chance of rain, so it's going to rain. We expect during the day between 3/4 and an inch of rain. The high will be 70. Winds will be 8 to 13 miles an hour, but gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. And also, it says on here, I was just looking out the window, patchy fog between 7 and noon today. So
There's some up high up
So,
there,
yeah,
but it
I can
hasn't
see that.
settled. And
Yeah.
mostly the fog will be in the low-lying areas
Yeah,
around the
so
creeks and
be
stuff. Like
careful.
in Hubert.
And tonight, it's going to be patchy fog. Otherwise, cloudy, low of 54, 60% chance of rain, but fairly calm winds. Tomorrow, mostly or partly sunny, a high of 69 with about 16-mile-an-hour gusts. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 48. And on Friday, mostly sunny, but a high of 65.
Yeah, gonna be the double W's.
And if you're going to
Wet and
go out
windy.
Saturday, it's going to rain on Saturday too. Go ahead and tell you
Great.
that. If you got plans, you might want to make some adjustments.
Carry an umbrella.
Well, I saw a crazy story. This, I could believe Scotland, some group, experience, where you go through and it make like Wonka Land. And if you've
Okay.
ever watched the movies, those things look pretty bizarre inside. I mean, they're very cool looking. If you've ever watched, Charlie and Chocolate Factory. So it was a chocolate experience. They were promised extraordinary props, oversized lollipops, and paradise of sweet treats. Blah, blah, blah. Ticket holders paid like £35, which is right about almost $45 a ticket. Okay. So they arrive at this warehouse, and as people, it got so bad when they got in there, Rayford, they called the cops wanting their money back. And they said, some lady is like, it was ridiculous. It was amateurish, nothing like the pictures. And she's like, for the sake of my kids, we were trying to be happy, but they were mad as heck. And it got worse. People threatening like the workers. They've got pictures. I mean, this is like very sparsely done. Basically, these people got scammed. And that's what people say. They were calling it a scam online. And it got chaotic, and the police got called in. Because people are like, we've been conned. And then they found out, so the depictions in the advertisement for this event were done by AI.
Oh,
so so then people start
Fake.
screaming false advertising, all this stuff, mad as heck. And no one could find the ticket collector people to get.
I'm sure.
So now investigation's going on. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'd be mad about it too.
Just checking our phone lines. We're waiting for a call from Dr. Rosemary Stein. My. A lot of talk was a bit of talk. I don't know where it originated that Michelle Obama would be running this year.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, it's been broadcast, and I've seen it online a lot.
Oh, I think Dr. Rose is.
She spoke last night.
She said, "No way, Jose." The former First Lady will not launch a bid. Had rumors that she was eyeing a presidential run. She supports, she says, President Biden and Vice President Harris. As I recall, her husband, Barry, waited until the last minute before even endorsing Biden in 2020. Loser.
Well, we need to come back to that after Dr. Rose, because I want to tell you what I heard and how they introduced that on the news last night.
I didn't see it. Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well, just listening to some gossip around here.
Well, there's gossip here and gossip there.
We had it going in Onslow County
Oh,
yesterday.
my goodness gracious. And by the way, if my friend and former colleague, Joe, is listening, go for it, Bubba. Go for it.
We're behind
Anyway,
you.
we'll talk about that later.
Oh, yes, that's exciting. I had the opportunity to go around the state with Joe. Great guy.
Oh, that's right.
What
Yes,
you
you
see
did.
is what you get.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So I was just offering the possibility that maybe we're over the top on the flu, but Kelly says so many of her clients.
Oh, they're still sick. What's happening, Dr. Rose? Because a lot of my kid clients still have the flu.
We did have a couple of positive flus in the last week, but we've had, once again, sort of a flu-like illness that you can't type. Also, even more than what we've had in the actual flu. So I don't think we're quite out of the woods. I think we're getting there. See the numbers of 6 patients go down. This Monday, we didn't have too many sick kids. So they definitely are going down, but we're not completely out of the woods. I think we're sort of walking towards the end of the woods.
Oh, that would be good if we can get through this one relatively unscathed. Though there have been a number of deaths in North Carolina because of the flu.
Yes, I've seen that reported. I don't think that I personally have seen any child or child family member. I don't know if hospital. Yes, I might have heard of a few hospitalized, and on my part, maybe 1 or 2 hospitalizations. But I have not personally seen or heard of any deaths. So there are some. So make sure you take care of yourselves. And if you do have the flu, do the things that we talked about, like fluids and resting, but not resting too much. But it seems to be more reported than actual cases that we're able to see, which adds to the fact that it's been a bad season in numbers, but not that bad in consequences and final outcome.
Yeah, the critical stuff is not as bad as it has been in the past. That's always a good sign. I think most of the numbers that I saw that resulted in death were the elderly who had, perhaps underlying issues as well.
Now, that would make sense because I haven't seen it even in our tiniest babies and the more sickly and prone to, illnesses and sort of like congenital heart disease. I have not seen that where they've gotten that sick that we had to admit them and put them in the ICU.
Yeah, well, that's always a good sign. What do we get to look forward to? What should we be preparing for? We're now into March. Spring is just a very short distance away.
Allergies.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Is there anything we need to do? Nights and not cold ones. A lot of folks do this, but
yeah, and then you have to pay attention to the pollen. But one thing that people really don't think about is that this time of year we're more prone or at risk for seeing gastro or stomach viruses.
Oh, really?
So lots of hand washing. That's when it comes up. March, April, May. I don't know why that's the way that it goes, but your rotavirus and your other enteroviruses do come back during the spring season.
Wow.
And the little ones can get dehydrated, and they do get dehydrated much more than older people just because of their body mass. So we need to take care of them more and better and prevent more from them because they will tend to get dehydrated and wind up in the hospital needing IV fluids.
My goodness. Okay. Well, that's interesting. As we get older, Doc, things tend to bother some of us a little bit more than they ever did before, including allergies. I've never had any allergies except to cats in my life.
And you have a cat.
I have a cat, but I take a pill a day for that one.
Oh gosh.
For the last 18 years. But anyway, I don't know what it is. Aches and pains and maybe congestion. Is that part of getting old?
I don't know that it's just part of getting old. I had heard it as a young, much younger person, and I do believe it up until now that the body changes about every 7 years, and things that you weren't allergic to, you now become allergic to, and vice versa. Things that you were you were allergic to, now you're not. So it goes both ways, but the body does change, and you sort of notice those more because you say, I was never one of these people who were sneezing and coughing during the pollen season or ragweed season, and all of a sudden you are. But it seems that way a lot for children. And that's why we typically wait until maybe kids are 7 to do tonsillectomies and remove their adenoids, because at 7 is when their immune system somehow changes. So just be on the lookout for that. And that's a better way to see it than just, plain, I'm getting old. Although, some of that does go into play, but it's not as much as you think. It's just that the body has these differences in how it reacts to things and also how you use your calories and your nutrition and all of those good things. The body is not stagnant. It moves as you move.
Okay. All right. Well, all good stuff. You got any plans for vacations?
Oh, not right now. Maybe in the summer. We will take a trip to around Charleston.
Oh.
Great city, and we just enjoy that so much.
Yes, a great location.
But for right now, maybe in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go. My older Aunt Peggy, she will be 91 in a couple.
Oh, wow.
2 weeks.
Cool.
Nice.
And where's she at?
She's in Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh, no
I'll
way.
ride
And I
shotgun.
take her out
Yeah.
to eat.
Road trip. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Rose, thank you, as always.
Oh, thank you. Always a pleasure. Talk to you next
Same here. Dr. Rosemary Stein. Okay, let's take a break here live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1. 11:20 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the great big fresh chicken sale right now and many, many more specials at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down the street, Highway 24 in Richlands. How about a 20-pound box of fryer leg quarters, just $15.99. Family packs, only 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer drumsticks is $15.99. Family pack price, 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer thighs, $15.99. Family pack price, just $1.19 a pound. And a 20-pound box of boneless chicken breast is only $29.99 with the family pack price at $1.99 a pound. 10 pounds fresh ground chuck, only $3.59 a pound. Fresh blueberries, only $2.99 a pint. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. The country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli and is home to the famous Rural Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast-friendly pharmacy located inside the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly, down home down the street, where good things cost less. Highway 24 Richlands. Remember, say big with the P.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperature. Energy bills associated with them, ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes. It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
We're back. You ever watched Wicked Tuna?
Yes.
Wicked Tuna star Charlie Griffin has died.
No.
What was being labeled a boating accident, Outer Banks cast member Captain Charlie, better known as Griff, passed away earlier this week after a not connected to the series. Charlie was the captain of the fishing vessel Reels of Fortune and appeared on seasons 2 through 5 of Wicked Tuna, Outer Banks, fishing side by side on the series with his only child, Jake. Charlie was known to all as a spirited fisherman with a big heart. The Coast Guard said Griffin's body and his dog were found on Monday after his 35-foot vessel was found off Pea Island, that's on the North Carolina coastline, while traveling from Virginia to Wanchese. The story was then and remains confusing. First news reports had a man and a dog dead in a boat with a second man missing. Apparently that wasn't the case. The cause of death remains a mystery. We'll know more after an autopsy.
Wait.
That's a shame.
So there wasn't a second person?
Yeah, because I saw that news story about the second man
Yeah,
today.
I saw that.
Right. That's
But
what we
they-
read yesterday.
There's no mention of it in this report.
I saw it this morning, but interesting.
Yeah, because we read it yesterday,
Mhm.
and that was like there was a second person they were looking. It was
Yeah.
very confusing.
Very
There was something I wanted to bring up when we were talking about Michelle Obama.
Mhm.
So last night on the national news comes on at 6:30 with David Muir is what I was watching, and the little teaser was Michelle Obama and her running for president. You know, the way the headline was, it made you think that she had announced she was running for president. And so, but as soon as I got into the story, they said, no, Michelle Obama said, nope, she's just going to support the Democratic Party, continue doing it. But, you know, this is where so many things get out and people think, because I had a lot of people talking about Michelle Obama yesterday at the polls too.
It's way too late in this political season for somebody brand new to get into it or try to get into
most definitely
this race. That would be dumb.
Right.
Especially running against somebody trying to unseat Joe Biden at this time on the same party.
Well, there's a lot of interviews that I watched on the TV news last night, and it's surprising the number of people that said that they weren't fans of Trump, but they were voting for him because they could not take another 4 years.
That's what I've heard.
And that was the common theme. And the number one issue was the border with people. That was the number one issue.
What I heard was about money.
Well, that was second. But number one issue was border.
A co-defendant in the 2020 Georgia election interference case says a new witness is prepared to testify against Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis.
Yes.
If evidence is going to be reopened in her disqualification proceedings. David Schaefer, a former Georgia Republican Party chair, filed a notice of proposed testimony in Fulton County Superior Courts announcing that Cindy Lee Yeager, a co-chief deputy district attorney for Cobb County, stands ready to appear as a witness. According to the filing, Yeager claims to have had numerous interactions with the defense's star witness, Terrence Bradley, and can corroborate his claims that Willis began an affair with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade years earlier than they both claimed. Word is that his testimony began a romantic relationship with Ms. Willis during the time that Ms. Willis was running for district attorney in 2019 through 2020. Yeager claims Bradley shared that he had personal knowledge of the affair and included details regarding the use of Robin Yeager's apartment and other meetings before November 2021, when Wade and Willis claimed their relationship started. The Cobb County prosecutor also claimed she overheard a September 2023 phone conversation between Willis and Bradley discussing an article about how much money Wade and his law firm had earned from working on the election interference case. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we try to deceive.
Yikes.
What a mess. What a mess. You can't even make that kind of stuff up.
I know. Good gracious.
And here in the studio with us, we have the one, the only, Peter Wright.
We have Peter.
Well,
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Welcome aboard. As Theo will say, welcome to Drama Country.
Is it still raining?
I didn't really, a little bit, I think, maybe not. I didn't really notice. I was in such a rush.
Usually you notice when the roads are wet and there's sprinkles on the windshield.
Or when you
What I do know is I killed 3 roaches this morning, so I'm down from 20 a day.
You killed 3. Where were they?
Sorry?
Were roaches in the house?
Remember, he was talking about the from the neighbors. Yeah.
Oh my!
Yep.
They sprayed the whole apartment building, and so I'm down to about 3 or 4 in the 24-hour period.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
That's better than 20.
Yeah, he had a hot mess going on for a while. Yeah.
Man. Oh. Here you go. I thought I got you.
There we go.
untangled. It was, I had gremlins come here during the night.
Probably.
And they tangle up all the
I think it was
wires.
Robin. He was in.
You know, that's
Could
my
have been.
first thought.
Could have been Robin.
Just kidding.
Kelly saying nothing. How you doing, Peter?
Very well, thanks.
Good. Business doing well?
Yep, doing very well. In fact, I've extended my hours in Walmart, 3 days a week, as from next week. Wednesday, the whole of Wednesday, and then Thursday afternoons and Friday afternoons.
Oh, good.
Because just a lot of people coming to see me.
They want to know
I like it.
what they can do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I see something here called the 3-legged stool
Yep.
that is entitled. Some information here. What are you talking about?
Well, good question. So I was trying to think of how to describe, the last few sessions I've spoken about cancer plans and about home health care and about hospital indemnity. And I was thinking, well, when you get an Advantage plan or even a supplement plan, you can look at these other plans to help bolster your health plan. And I was thinking, well, how could I describe that? And I thought, well, a three-legged stool sounds quite a good way.
Good start. Got my attention.
Yeah. So basically, each leg, one is home health care, one is a cancer plan, one is a hospital indemnity plan. And I don't want people to think I'm trying to push insurance. I'm absolutely not. But I think in some cases, getting an idea of, you can support it with these sort of ways, and having a look at your situation and seeing if that's something you might want to look at. It just provides a good way of looking.
Again, what the home health care plan is.
The home health, you can get you can organize a home health care plan so that you can have a home health aide come to your house for 120 or 180 days in a year to help you. And it will pay you, depending on the plan that you take. If you get the middle of a road one, it would be $100 a day for that person to come. So it will pay you. And you can get reimbursed also if you have I'm trying to think of a word for it, occupational therapy, physical therapy, any of those sort of therapies as well. So you get maybe $150 or $200 per session that you have, with a maximum. I think on the middle of a range plan, it was somewhere around $300 or $400 in a day that you could receive if you had all those different health cares on the same day.
Okay.
And that plan will last for a year once you put it into action. But the benefits can restore if you get better. So if your doctor says that you've lost your two ADLs, two activities of daily living, like bathing or feeding, and you can't do that yourself, then they can write a note and it will activate your home health care policy.
Okay.
And the other great thing about the home health care policy is, when you turn 65, you can get one, and I'm doing this from memory, but I think it was a $45 premium, somewhere around there per month. But if you're on certain if you're on drugs, and you can put your drugs as a discount, so against the premium, so that say if I took one at the age of 65 or 67, and I'm on 8 different drugs, it would wipe out about $600 worth of my premium.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In a year, which means essentially I'd be paying zero for that premium.
Right.
And that's not using, you can the maximum you can discount it by is $720.
Okay. I like that.
So that is a pretty good plan for people. Now, as you get older, the premium goes up.
Correct.
But it doesn't become too much out of a pocket. It really doesn't if you're discounting it against your drug premiums. And I think what they're counting on is that most people aren't going to be a skinflint like me and send in the drug receipts every 3 months.
Right.
But I think if you set that procedure up.
I like that. I've heard that before. I've heard that
That's
term
an English
before.
saying.
That would be
I've heard
me.
it. Yeah.
Sounded like something from Miami Vice.
Then, so that works. So that's the one leg of the stool that I think is worthwhile thinking about for people.
Yeah. I'm going to
Um,
have you sign my mom up for that, just so you know.
Yes, I know, and I'm
Yeah, we
getting
need to get together
contracted
about
for
that.
those
Yes.
2 other companies.
Okay.
So, yep.
Okay,
We'll
let's
do
take a
that
quick
next
break.
week.
We'll be right back. You got some questions for Peter? Give us a call, 910-333-0139. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. That number again, 910-333-0139.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway, is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. Peter Wright's with us in the studio, Medicare, Medicaid, insurance specialist. He's got lots of answers, and because we generally have a lot of questions. Cancer insurance. We hear so much. I read so much about and have experienced with so many people who end up with cancer of one form or another. I had that one little thing there they had to whack off, cut out, whatever, a couple of years ago. But insurance pays for it up to a certain point unless you have cancer insurance, right? If you got one of these, if you get very sick with cancer, it requires a lot of testing, a lot of treatment, a lot of this, a lot of that a lot of normal insurance policies do not cover, including Medicare and Medicaid, right?
Well, I'd say, you get, and certainly up until this year, you can get onto drugs, cancer drugs, Part D cancer drugs that can cost a lot of money, and so that's the one thing, and that's what I was, that's what I was sort of bringing up the cancer plan for here. But with cancer, there are a lot of hidden costs. If you need to travel, if you need somebody to come with you, loss of income, all those sort of things. So there's there's a whole, people often get a big lump sum cancer policy because of those hidden costs. What I was raising it for here as one of the legs of the stool was, right, so we've had the Inflation Reduction Act, which was put into force, and that has limited the cost of drugs. This year, the maximum on your Advantage plan, for instance, or a separate standalone drug plan is $8,000. Next year, it'll be $2,000. It will. After that, the insurance covers your cost of your Part D drugs. So,
and the cancer drugs are expensive.
They are expensive. I was looking at a report. I've looked at several reports, and they can be $5,000 to $10,000 for particular cancer drugs,
right.
Part D drugs. That's expensive. So last year, when there was no cap on drug costs, it would have been really bad if you had cancer. This year, there's an 8,000 cap. That's better. Next year will be a 2,000 cap, and that's pretty amazing. So what I was thinking was, get a cancer plan, at least get a cancer plan with a $2,500 lump sum. And that there's a particular type of cancer plan that I was looking at, and that's the one with the TGen analysis, where they take a sample of your of the tissue of the cancer that you've got and your blood, do some blood work on you, and they analyze that against. You send that off to a particular lab, and it analyzes that against all, hundreds of thousands of cancer cases and what the best treatments have been and what's been most successful. And so for, I think it's a $23, if you take a plan when you're 65 or close to that, it would be a $23 premium or so per month, and you've got a $2,500 lump sum. And you got this, you're able to have your cancer checked against the hundreds of thousands of people.
Good.
So that to me, because my mother died of cancer, that to me, I know I've got cancer in my, but it could happen in my family. That to me gives me peace of mind. And it makes me think, well, for $23 a month, I know if I get cancer, I've got one more thing where I can go to specialists and say, right, what's the best treatment for me? And give it to my doctor and say, look, this is what the TGen analysis on this says.
Okay, good. Let's take a Fox News break. We'll be right back. Fox News is now your live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246TJ, Jacksonville.
That she can hear us talking.
This is the Fox News Alert. I'm Gianna Gelosi. Fox News confirming Nikki Haley will be suspending her presidential campaign after former President Donald Trump won 14 of the 15 Republican states up for grabs on Super Tuesday.
They call it Super Tuesday for a reason. This is a big one.
The former president now has 995 delegates. He needs 1,215 for the nomination. Haley is going to speak at 10 a.m. Eastern in Charleston, South Carolina. She won Vermont. In California, Congressman Adam Schiff is going to go head-to-head with former Los Angeles Dodgers and San Diego Padres first baseman Steve Garvey in November to fill the late Dianne Feinstein's California Senate seat.
This is the first game of the doubleheader. So keep the evening of November 5th open.
America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, we're back live in local real talk, and I guess we had a mic that was getting through on some sources, not over the air. By the way, it doesn't get over the air. It gets on Facebook and YouTube, but it was very loud. So,
No, we were talking about everybody back.
Yeah, we're talking about everybody.
We weren't.
And we got a good little buddy out there. Hey, Tim, what's up?
What's up this morning, y'all?
Oh.
Gracious, I say the Hen House Chronicles are all accounted and approved for.
We're there.
Breaking
I'm
egg,
glad
Tim.
to hear y'all.
I think we're down on Simple Radio, just for your information.
We are. I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm looking at you on Facebook and stuff. I'm up here getting tires put on Kelly Lee is what I call her. Hadn't never told y'all that. That's what I named this truck. That
Kelly and Lee.
Name a semi. All semis are named. I name them and I name them after ladies because they can be aggravating. They can be. But I named this Mac Kelly Lee.
Why didn't you name it Lee Kelly?
Because Kelly Lee sounds better. Fits better.
Alphabetically.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, quit doing the alphabet on me. All right, I'll let it slide.
Yeah, it needs a line up.
It does sound better, Kelly Lee.
But yeah, I call her Kelly Lee. And but
Well,
no,
thank you.
I didn't get to hear y'all first thing this morning. My question is, who won the governor's race in the primary?
I
And
did.
Who's our top 4 county commissioner? Well, I'm glad you won.
Mark
And by the
Robinson
way,
won on the
Mark, I
Republican
figured
side.
Mark would get it.
Josh Stein on the Democratic side.
Right.
County commissioners were Tony Paget, Robin Knapp, Paul Buchanan, and John Davis. Tim, we can hear your mic.
Well, after I could care less. Well, after spending $18,000, he ought to win. I reckon I'd be mad if I did.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's neither here nor there.
Well, guess who didn't win?
I'm so happy. In fact, just imagine me doing cartwheels out here. at
I am.
Tire service. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, one of the incumbents lost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Scott, bless his heart. Bless his little tea-picking heart. Well, that's all I can say is hoorah and hate that other fact, but it's all right. But no, Ray, for that present you gave me yesterday, I lost it last night.
Uh-oh.
What?
St. Diane got it, right?
Yeah, St. Diane said, "Oh my God, that's beautiful." And I told her who made it, and she looked at it and she said, "Well," and she asked me this question, what I asked you about Brown Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Brown Brothers built their house.
Yep.
Wow.
House, yes, they did. She told me that. Miner, he talked about they built it. He was so glad. But yeah, she said, "Oh, we're gonna hang." I was gonna hang it up on the wall in the bedroom. Oh no, she said, "We're gonna put that up here in the living room somewhere." Okay,
There you
yes,
go.
ma'am. But yeah, that was right. But I didn't get to hear it first thing this morning because we're working on the shock absorber on Kelly Lee. She's been aggravating today. I had to fix the tire. One of your legs was a little bit. The shoe sole was a little flat. So I had to go get it fixed.
Well, that's
Just-
from all the walking yesterday.
Just on the bottom.
just on one side.
Yep.
Well, the other side was holding it up. I had to kick it to find out it was flat.
Gotcha.
But no, that was what I needed. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad. I'm almost 100% glad over some of that. So, okay, we'll live with the rest. We'll find out what happens after 4 years on that one.
Yep.
If he turns out, and I tell them all, you ain't a team player, don't apply. Because it's all teamwork. It's not just stand out. Stand out and vote. You vote your conscience. You vote how you should feel and how things are supposed to work. But you got to be a team player.
Yep.
Agree.
That's what I tell them. But y'all be good. It's fixing to rain up down here in the fine Yankee city of Wilmington. And we're listening to y'all. Be good, and glad to see y'all can rest a little bit today because I know Kelly, you were hopping around pretty good.
Her feet hurt.
Yeah, my feet are hurting today
I
badly.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
You go. I tell you what, I'll call Robin to make sure he gets them feet rubbed tonight.
No, that's
He
okay.
don't, yeah, if he don't, we'll get you some bagel oil and maybe that'll help you.
That might help me. Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't drink it.
Well,
I wouldn't
I'll get
drink
on.
it.
I'll get on. No, don't drink it either.
Nope.
Nope.
No. But all right, y'all be good.
Thank you, Tim. Have a good one. Be safe.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. He's just a total mess.
I love him.
Raises
Crazy.
jackasses. Literally. And name one of them Theo.
He did. Peter, I got a question. So
Yeah.
I need you to explain this to me again. I think I know I've asked you this before, and I'm probably going to ask you 5 times after you tell me today. Explain to me again what a hospital indemnity plan is.
You're
Right.
like me. And did that.
Yeah, it's like a lot.
So when you get for instance, an Advantage plan, co-pays on that Advantage plan, and some of them are $0 copay. Seeing a specialist, there's a $5 copay depending on the plan you've got.
Okay.
But if you go into hospital for a night or 5 or 6 days or so, then it really does cost you, because it costs you on one of the plans, for instance, $335 per day for up to 5 days. If you're there for 10 days, it's you pay the first 5 days and then nothing after that. So with a hospital indemnity plan, you can actually pick and select what you want to have covered. But you can at least have the hospital side covered. So if you go into hospital and at the age of 65, if you get one of these plans, that part would cost you about $23, $24.
Okay.
And then in addition to that, if you wanted to surgeries, if you walk in and walk out the same day from a ambulatory surgical center or hospital surgery center, then that on most policies would be around $250, $275 for that surgery. You can have that covered as well. Skilled nursing facility is another example where the first 20 days in any of these Advantage plans or even on a supplement plan are covered at zero cost to you. But after 20 days on an Advantage plan, and I've looked at all the Advantage plans in this area, but you pay $203 per day.
Okay.
Now that's a lot of money.
It is.
You can cover that as well, and even on a supplement plan, surprisingly, at 20 days, once you get to 21 days, you start paying as well. I think it's around $145 on the supplement plan.
Okay.
So these are things that you can cover against. There's also physical therapy or speech therapy, occupational therapy, any therapies that you get like that. Those don't have normally too high a copay, but you can cover those. You can cover 30 days of therapy in a year you'll be paid $50 per day. So there's those copays for those Medicare Advantage plan can be $dollars or so. Then you'll be covered. And of course, the other one, which I wish I'd had when I broke my back, is you can get coverage also for using an ambulance. That costs a couple of dollars, and so that stops you from saying, when I went tobogganing and I didn't realize I went down a 1 inch thick. I was on snow, which was 1 inch thick, and I went down the slope. There was a 5-inch rock sticking out at the bottom, and I went over it, and it pancake fractured my T11 vertebrae, which means it went from my one vertebrae went from being half an inch long to being nothing.
To nothing, yeah.
I got my son to get my wife to take me to the hospital on my hands and knees in the back of a car because I didn't want to pay $600 for an ambulance. So
you probably did more damage that way too.
Well, they said to me I was just really lucky because I could have been in a wheelchair right now.
Yeah. Yes.
So having had that experience myself, I thought if you combine all of those for the hospital, for the for surgeries, for skilled nursing, for physical therapy, and for ambulance, those are all the copays that you want to look at. I think you can pick more, but that comes to about $53 if you're 65, and if you're 70, it may be $58 a month. And the price hasn't gone up in the 14 years that the company's had this policy. It's set in once you've set it in, and to me that that was the first thing I got when I got a Advantage plan. I got one of these because you don't have to, if you're between the age of 65 and 70, you don't need to answer medical questions.
All right, we got a caller. Good morning, Joy. How are you? You got a question?
Good morning. Yes, I have one from Mr. Wright.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know if you can answer this or not, sir. If you have a person that's on Medicaid and they have a mental illness and they have to have someone stay with them 24/7 because of some of the diagnosis and also some of the medications, they can do some things for themselves, but a lot of stuff, their reasoning and there's certain things that they're not capable. They have to be supervised constantly. Do you know if there's any type of thing through Medicaid that someone can apply for to get paid to take care of this person 24/7?
I can't answer. I'm not qualified to answer that one on Medicaid. I know how Medicaid affects Medicare, but on a standalone, when you've just got Medicaid, I can't answer that. But I would suggest one thing would be to contact the Department of Social Services and ask multiple questions there. I've had to go back myself 2 or 3 times to get all my questions, or most of them, answered. But I would try that as a first place. I don't know if you've got any ideas, Kelly.
No, Joy, let me ponder this a little bit and I'll be back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Wright. And I thank you for your information, sir. I'm learning a lot from you. The individual I'm talking about is not of age for they're younger, they're under their 50s. And also, kudos to Jason. I just want to throw that in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Thank you all, and I appreciate it very much. And thank you, Mr. Wright.
And Joy, I'll get back to you. I know what you're asking, so let me do some digging.
All right, sweetheart.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Joy.
guys.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
A lot of people have questions for Peter.
Yes, they do.
I mean, Peter, you don't realize how many people you have helped, especially me.
Me.
Now, explain to me this cancer plan one more time, because I'm contemplating this one too. You mentioned a 2,500 TGen cancer plan. What is that?
So basically, you can get a lump sum cancer plan, and you can get one for 2,500 or 5,000 or 10,000. But what I'm saying is, if you just get the minimum one, which is $2,500,
Mm-hmm.
that would cover you in terms of the drugs for next year, because your maximum you'd have to pay on your drugs would be $2,000. So you'd, if you have cancer drugs,
Right.
But the real benefit that I see, that I like about it, is that there's a specific lab that does testing for different types of cancers, and it's done hundreds of thousands of these, and it's got results of what's worked and what hasn't worked. So what you do as part of this insurance is it gives you the ability to send this lab a sample of your blood and a sample of the tissue of your cancer, and they will then check that against hundreds of thousands of other cases that they've had. They check your DNA,
Okay.
and they work out. They come back and they say, this is what seems to be, well, this is what has been the most successful treatment for somebody with a cancer like yours and DNA similar to yours.
Okay.
This is what has worked, and
I
you
like
then
that.
provide that information to your doctor
Mhm.
in order to help with your diagnosis and treatment.
Okay, and so that's 2,500 now. Okay, does it go up as you get older, or does it stay the same?
No, once you lock that one in.
Okay. Okay, and so it's its own like standalone plan, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah. So I've got a rather wobbly stool. I've got 2 of the legs. I'm still investigating a 3rd leg.
Okay.
But I've got the cancer plan and I've got the hospital indemnity plan, and I'm picking between 3 companies for the
home health care.
For the home health care plan.
I'm definitely interested in that one too.
Yes.
Okay. All Awesome. Now I noticed here also you have changed your kiosk hours some, which is going to be helpful to a lot of people. And for those listening, Peter brought us a list in. So today, for example, he's going to be at his kiosk in the Walmart from 9 to 1 and then 2 to 6. And then starting next Wednesday, 10 to 1 to 2 to 6. And then Thursday and Friday of each week is only 2 to 6, correct?
Yes. That's
Okay.
right.
Awesome. Is this going to be after March as well, or is this currently just through March only for now?
That's through March.
Okay.
Through the end of March.
Okay.
And then my contract with Walmart then resets so that so March is my last month in Walmart until hopefully October again.
Got it. But you'll still be available for people. You'll just
Yes,
meet
yeah.
them like you do in other places.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they can reach you by calling.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the number?
I'm calling 252-373-4056. That's 252-373-4056.
And your website?
Yep.
foxfoxplans.com.
Love it.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
I know you did. I think it's awesome.
I like it. I like
do
it. It's really
too.
good. All right, Peter, thank you. We
Yes.
appreciate you again.
Yes.
Thank you very
As
much.
always.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Good
Okay.
info.
Same time, same bat channel.
Yep.
You're live at local Real
Cheers.
Talk, Free 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We're back up on Simple Radio now. Hollywood played his magic from his home and took care of it. We'll be right back.
WSME.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty. For all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pet's members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors service heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor Service Agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 W.
Yesterday, and as I walked in the door, I was like, get your camera and get outside. We got some new boats. Got a couple of new Lund fishing boats arrived yesterday. Beautiful little boats. They would look good at those.
I'm surprised you didn't buy one of them.
Oh no,
The red one.
I got two already. I don't what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, it's
Share.
a real pretty boat. Both of them are nice looking boats, and they're waiting for you, and they're reasonably priced based upon the other marketplace prices. I can tell you that right now. So you may want to get on down there. And the one of them, you don't even have to do anything to except get in and ride. Take your fishing pole. It doesn't come with a fishing pole, but it comes with everything else, including rod holders on a Lund fishing boat. It's got a GPS, a fish finder. It's got all the goodies. Complete with a motor. Got to put a little gas in the boat, but then you're good to go. Two 1,400 Lund fishing boats rigged and ready to fish right out of the box and ready for you, waiting. One of those, I had three boats at one time. Well, I had two and Robbie had one. So one of them looks kind of like it. Robbie would look good in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the mood, stop by Tideline Marine. Ask Todd to show you the new boats, the Lund boats that are likely to get you thinking about fishing. For fishing lures, both inshore and offshore, Tideline Marine has on hand what the local professional guides are recommending for trout, for redfish, for the bigger fish offshore. Stop in at Tideline and learn the secrets of the pros. Buy and use what they suggest. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Got a small craft advisory in effect through Saturday evening. Offshore today, southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts up to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 5 to 8 feet, 4 to 6 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, becoming choppy this afternoon, and there will be patchy fog, and I see that some of it is descended just a little bit out there now. Northerly winds on Thursday, period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Pretty winds 10 to 15 knots, gusts up to 25 in the morning. Seas 3 to 6 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, showers and thunderstorms, high of 70. We could have wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour, and there's a 100% chance of rain. And patchy fog will be between 7 a.m. and noon today. Tonight, patchy fog after 8 p.m., cloudy, low of 54, about a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 69, with some gusty winds. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 48. And on Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 65, and fairly calm winds.
The Carteret County Sheriff's Office is continuing to tick off a lot of local people in that drug dealers.
Yeah, there you go.
They did it again. 5 people
Always.
face drug charges following an undercover investigation. Sheriff Asa Buck has promised, he's told me time and again, that his unit will continue anti-drug efforts. Over the last 2 months, detectives were able to make controlled buys of methamphetamine from residents at a mobile home park, Will's Mobile Home Park. On February 29th, deputies executed 2 search warrants at the home and a storage facility off the property. Detectives said they seized over 4 ounces of meth, half an ounce of psychedelic mushrooms, 2 guns, and over $1,100 in cash. In jail, $500,000 secured bond is 55-year-old John Courtney of Morehead City. He's charged with 2 counts of trafficking meth, possession with intent to manufacture and sell and deliver Schedule 1 controlled substance. 53-year-old Caroline Striano, she's also a Morehead. She's got a $500,000 secured bond on her. Trafficking meth, 2 counts. Possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver Schedule 1 controlled substance. Possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver Schedule 2 controlled substance. Sell and deliver methamphetamine. 65-year-old. These people are getting old. 65-year-old.
They want a
Kathy-
retirement plan. Maker.
Kathy
Come on
Pratt
now.
of Morehead City. She's under $10,500 secured bond. Possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver methamphetamine. I guess the youngin in the group, 49-year-old Jeremy Baker of Moorhead, $10,500 secured bond. 54-year-old Dennis Ockford of Moorhead City, no bond due to pending other charges. Possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver meth, 2 counts. Sell and deliver meth, 2 counts. You mess with drugs in Carteret County, and sooner or later, you're going to jail.
Sheriff Buck's going to get you.
He gets it.
Asa works diligently.
Yes, he
it's a
does.
pet peeve of his. If drugs are your thing, you might want to head to California or New York, where no one seems to care.
Yeah. No,
Good point.
not wrong.
They'll be putting in a change of address soon, won't they?
Well, they're going. Well, a couple of them going to have a change of address.
Yeah.
It's called Carteret County Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I just got some great news. I shared it with you during
Yes.
the commercial, but let me go ahead and share it with the listeners.
Mhm.
And the Daily News, our buddy Chris Miller just came out with this. Congratulations to the Swansboro High School boys basketball team for a win over First Flight last night in the 3rd round of the state playoffs. The Pirates are 1 win away from the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Final Four. Congratulations, Swansboro.
They need to take
Great
my
job.
boat's name and use it as their mascot.
Pirate
the
Attack.
Pirate Attack.
Yes.
Anyway, Nikki, she
Nikki.
launched her campaign
Nikki.
13 months ago to be the Republican presidential nominee. She's ending it after yesterday's
Yeah.
results. She
And-
said, can't do it anymore. Nikki Haley is ending her White House bid this time around.
Right.
I just wonder, though, is it too early to do that?
I think the writing's on the wall.
Well, it is,
Yeah.
but how about what if something does happen with Trump and the legal system and he cannot even run?
I'm sure that the Republican Party will. They'll, I don't believe they're going to be able to. I don't believe they're going to be able to stop him from running. I just don't see that happening. But Nikki's supposed to do her press conference at 10 o'clock this morning.
Yes.
So
Former 2-term governor of South Carolina, served as
Yes.
Trump's UN ambassador.
well, maybe her and Donald will make up eventually, and he'll give her a job.
Maybe she could be his VP.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either.
Yeah.
Just too many bad things have been said. But I didn't see her getting a position as a UN ambassador after how she dissed him in the 2016 campaign.
Well, look at Donald Trump and Ted Cruz, the war they had between each other, calling out each other's wives and talking about
Yeah.
each other's wives. And but Ted Cruz called him just recently to come to Texas to the border.
Mhm.
Trump jumped on his plane and went.
Mhm.
So it takes a while sometimes to get over the political grievances, but once you do, and when you need that political favor, just remember that.
Yep, there you go.
Political favors.
It still kind of surprised me that did it happen like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Okay, what else we got going on?
I don't know. I feel like I haven't slept in a week. And I know Kelly's tired too. Politics will wear you out. Still wanting to know what happened at Morton last night.
Yeah.
If anybody knows, call us.
Yeah, if y'all got any firsthand knowledge of the stuff that was going on, I'd like to hear about it. 910-333-0139. If you were upset,
Yes.
if you were surprised by any of the results, love to hear from you.
Yes, I'd love to hear everyone's opinion on how our local races turned out.
Yeah.
I'm still stunned over the North Carolina House race. I mean,
That was interesting.
that was very interesting.
And what we're talking about is one of the districts here held forever, as far as I can remember, by George Cleveland, State House. Done a great job. Described by a whole lot of people as being kind of stubborn. which is not a bad thing.
No.
But he's what, 85 years old?
85.
Do you think age is going to have an impact in races in the future? I mean, that's what we hear about constantly.
Well, I think a lot of it depends on how long you've been there and how effective you've been and how much you've been able to do for your constituents.
And how stubborn that you are, and probably not campaigning a lot.
Right, right.
And I really don't think George got out there and did a whole lot of campaigning.
I don't think so either. And I think that George is just winding down, and he spends a lot of hours in Raleigh.
Yes, he
going
does.
back and forth. And I think that
It takes a toll.
It does take a toll. He took a toll on me yesterday. I couldn't imagine having to do it every day.
So anyway, a young man. We met him in here, Wyatt Gable.
Yes.
Comes from great stock, I can tell you that.
Yes.
No, granddaddy. And he made a good run. Made a very good run.
Yeah, he did an excellent job. I was very impressed with the young man.
Mm-hmm.
And even and I was saying that my opinion is if he had not have won, I still believed he had a bright future, and he does have a bright future.
He does have a future.
And I
Very
don't think
good
he'll
future.
stop at the NC House. I think as he gets a little older, more seasoned, you may see him run for something more.
Yeah.
But congratulations, White. We have to
Good
bring
job.
him back in.
Yeah,
here.
we do. We need to get him in here.
Yes, we do. He looks like he's 16.
He's 21.
I
In
was out
college.
there standing next to him Saturday at the Commons, and it's raining. White's got his coat around his head, and I kept trying to give him my umbrella. No, I'll be fine. But a gentleman walked up from the Richlands area to vote, and White handed him his card. He said, "My name is White Gable. I'm running for NC House." He looked at White. He looked at the card. He looked at White. He goes, "You're running for what?" And he said, "North Carolina House of Representatives." He goes, "How old are you?" And but the two of them had such a great conversation that the gentleman said, "If I'm in your district, I'm voting
He's
for
not. He was from Richland.
you." Yeah,
did
he
you
was
say?
in Shepherd's district, but he said, "If I can vote for you, I will." He said, "Just the fact that you're out here in the rain,
It means a lot.
and you're like 21," and he said it meant a lot, to be able to talk to him face to face, and he was very impressed with him. And
Is he single?
who, Wyatt?
Yeah.
I didn't go that far into his life. I don't know. He's still in his last year of school at ECU, but he should be finished by the time if he wins the general election to take that seat.
I got a 20-year-old granddaughter. What did you say?
Oh, Allie.
Good morning. Uh-oh. Stand by.
A little bit of feedback.
There we go. Let's try it again. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, Rayford and Lee. How are you?
Hey,
I'm
Chris.
fine, Chris. How are you doing?
You as tired as the
good on the
rest of
road.
us?
I'm sorry.
Are you as tired as the rest of us? I know you were up late hitting the computer.
I do 17 and a half hour days anyway, so it's just typical, but it was interesting to watch the results as it came in. I want to congratulate Wyatt. Well, he's a smart young man, and got to meet him out at the Swansboro Business Expo, and he's got a very good future ahead of him, and my congratulations to him. The rest of the elections, a little disappointed that Melissa Oakley didn't get
Me too.
Yes.
make the cut, but I am very happy that Mr. Rogers didn't. I think the people kind of voted and actually saw through what maybe they perceived or I perceived as he just was not there for the children. I think he had an agenda, and the people that followed him. It'd be interesting to see what happens at the workshop today at 1:00. That's going to be aired, I guess, on on video through the school's capabilities. It was very interesting. The number 4 person for the Board of County Commissioners.
John
My
Davis.
Question one. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, my friend Rayford, for mentioning that. I'm just curious why somebody would spend $20,000 on trying to get elected to a job that doesn't pay nearly that much. And I can only say this, and it's based on things that I've read or some other things. I'm not sure that he is doing this for the citizens of Onslow County. He just, in his interviews, the comments on forums, and I know he's been on the show a few times, this doesn't come across as he's doing it for the people.
What else would he be doing it for?
The town of Swansboro.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a nice town.
He's made comments of, about the municipalities. We all know Onslow County is such a huge county,
Mm-hmm.
but he kept focusing on some interviews with Swansboro. And Swansboro is building, Ryan, and I truly understand that, but I'm just a little disappointed that he made that 4th position. But that's just me.
Okay.
There are other people, everybody else that made it. I think there was also a good
yes.
Came out. Mr. Rogers made comments that the school board doesn't need to be made up of educators and 40-year, 30-year employees of the school system.
Well, I think the public thought different.
Yeah, they are people too. They're profession, our school teachers, which I wouldn't trade places with them in any lifetime.
Neither would I.
That's a tough job. Good record.
I said neither would I.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't have any aspirations to be a school teacher.
Nope.
But then again, I never had any aspirations to be in radio or further careers. But hats off to school teachers. But I believe they can do well on a board of education.
It's been proven.
Yes, it has. Albert Garvey is a good example. Dr. Reddick is a good example. They bring a lot to the table. Overall, I'd say that my only disappointment was this, and I'm sorry I didn't catch the first part of the show, but my only disappointment was the vote out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was very disappointing. Maybe it'll change in November. I hope so. But that was my only disappointment.
I blame that on so much division. I blame voter turnout on that.
People fed up.
Yes.
I believe you're both right. I know this when I was taking my mom to a medical appointment yesterday. I said, the only good thing is now we get a break from all this mudslinging. That unfortunately, that's part of politics. But what I would like to see going forward, we get ready for November, months away, is people saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to talk about how bad my opponent is, what they've done, yada, yada, yada. But this is what I want to do for the people I'm running for instead of the mudslinging. And with that, I'll let you do some commercial time.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
You two have a great day.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it.
Thanks for the time. Bye-bye.
You're live in Local Real Talk. We'll be right back. Don't go too far from your radio.
Freedom 97.1.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384. For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and pay top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Welcome to Lingen & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lingen & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lingen & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lingen & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lingen & Associates Family Dentistry.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in Maysville. 10 pounds or more. Fresh ground chuck, just $3.59 a pound. Whole Boston butt is $1.49 a pound. St. Louis style ribs, $2.49 a pound. And split. Remember, they use only the finest and certified Angus farm chicken that's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and the butchers cut the beef and pork fresh every day. Over in produce, crisp broccoli crowns, just 99 cents a pound. Honey crisp Fuji or Red Delicious apples, just 99 cents a pound. Fresh blueberries are only $2.99 a pint, and you get a 1 pound package of fresh strawberries for just $3.99. And you get 2 2-liter size Cokes or is $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street in downtown Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back here and we have a caller. Hey, Bill, what's up?
Hi, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I was listening to Peter right after Dr. Rose this morning, and where they were talking about cancer, additional, cancer insurance. It made me think that with all the investment that people are doing in life, in healthcare insurance and in life insurance, et cetera, that do they, in a lot of cases, if you know or not know, I don't know, invest themselves in having research firms as part of their, maybe a subcorp, et cetera, under their overall umbrella of their company, that actually takes that money and invests it in research for antivirals and other antibiotics they may not have that would affect cancer treatments and actually be part of their that corporation. And because in the long run, it's a lot less payout if you find a cure for the cancers that you are paying out for, over time, if if your own company can find a cure and not depend on others that are just collecting money and dragging it out for their own purposes somewhere,
Yeah.
that it would actually might speed up some of the things if they bought it out and said, we're serious about this, and come out, find some of these, and if they exist, find them, get us the formulas, etc., and we'll start producing it, and that'll end our payouts in the long run for long-term cancer treatments. If you can cure them, you don't have to pay it out anymore.
Well, I don't,
So, I don't know.
there are a lot of research projects underway. I know that. And, my cousin, really close in my age, and we were dive buddies. He ended up with a very strange form of cancer, and he could have given up, but he chose not to fight it for himself because he knew the end was near, which it was. But he fought it so they could test. He was basically a guinea pig, and they were doing all sorts of things there to test on him, because sometimes that's what it comes down to being. You find somebody you can be their test subject, and some of them extended his life, not for very long, but it was one step further, and they will take that and use it to continue their work. I know that's what they're doing. So there are a lot of research projects underway. The problem is there are so many different kinds of cancer. There's not, I got cancer. No, there's a lot of different kinds of cancer, from the skin cancer that a bunch of us end up having. Thank goodness, in my case, it was the least worst kind of the skin cancers. But then there are some, lung cancers. For instance, my dad had a lung cancer. You know what caused it? Working with asbestos during the
Mesothelioma.
beginning part of World War II. He was a welder on ships, and he obviously got it there. I forgot what the name of it is.
Mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma.
Mhm.
That's what it's called. And it stayed with him. He didn't know it. He didn't know it till he was 84 years old. 86 years old. That's when he found out. That's when it reared its ugly head. And by that time, it was too late.
Right.
Yeah, I know it hit me that, if a lot of the research firms, if they find a cure, the money stops coming in if it's government grants. If they announce that they've, so a lot of times they can stuff or get other existing products from other companies, make their versions and all that stuff.
All right, we're up against our final break here. Bill, thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate it. You have a good day. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And one more time, congratulations to all of those winners in the primary yesterday. We congratulate you. Good job.
And I just want you to know, because of all that hot air yesterday, we have a statewide tornado drill today.
Yes, all of that's happening today. Perfectly timed for
all that hot air
so
yesterday.
if you start getting alerts on your radios and stuff, it's
Right.
okay. Don't worry about it. It's
At least you'll know they're working.
but just pay attention to it. That's one of the good things. And I got en route because mine has finally died after 30 years. It's just finally
Mine
quit,
is horrible.
quit doing it. Over in Havelock, this year alone, as of Saturday, they have now had 4 sewage spills.
That's
What's
a
going
lot
on
of-
there? 2 of them first part of the year, and then Saturday they had 2 sewage spills totaling almost 600,000 gallons of wastewater. Said that the first spill came in the 200 block of Pine Street when 6,000 gallons of sewage spilled from the manhole and entered into surface waters at Joe's Branch. Not good.
Mm.
The second spill occurred at the wastewater treatment plant, where 585,000 gallons of sewage spilled from the filter basins. Officials there, 250,000 gallons of that spill got into the marsh behind the plant, which is close to the bank of the east prong of Slocum Creek. Some good fishing in Slocum Creek, used to be.
Used to be. No fishing now.
They're blaming it on heavy rains. And I guess Saturday there were a lot of heavy rains,
Yes.
and which caused the manholes to fill up and whatever. There's something better got to be done. That's not acceptable.
I agree with that.
That's just flat not
Some
acceptable.
kind of runoff system.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to hear from Chris Miller tomorrow.
Yes.
Going to be talking, I'm sure, about the Swansboro High School basketball
wait.
team. Yay,
Can't
the
wait.
Pirates, go for it.
It's
And
great
we'll
to
find
have
out what
one of
else is
our-
happening and on the local sports scene. We'll get that from Chris Miller. He's the sports editor for the Jacksonville Daily News.
Yes.
Does a great job there, has for many, many, many years.
Always, yes.
And you see him at the Cardinal games when we go, he's up and down the sidelines all the time.
And high school football weekends, I follow him on Twitter because he's constantly tweeting scores.
He's
I should
tweeting.
say,
He
right.
must have a million sources, is all I can tell you.
Yes, yeah.
Because he's sending all that information out from the other teams that he's not covering at that very
Right.
moment. He's getting information from spotters,
But
I
the
guess.
point is,
Sports
he's got
spotters.
the info.
He does.
He's got the info.
Tomorrow night, it's a little late to sign up now. I think you may want to try it if you so desire. You can go to the National Weather Service at Morehead City and sign up. They got a weather spotter, storm spotter type class here in Jacksonville tomorrow night. So
Really?
sponsored by the Ham Radio Club. You don't have to be a ham to
Are you
attend.
going?
Oh, absolutely. I signed up right away.
What time is it?
6:30.
Tomorrow night.
So it's either 6 or 6, but you got to sign up online to be able to go.
Meeting tomorrow night.
Okay, well, you can go to the next one. They'll have more
Well, maybe I can go anyway.
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Sign up online. You got to go to the National
I've
Weather Service
always
to do
been a
it.
storm chaser.
Yeah. We chase storms in here every day.
Yeah, we do.
Some of those storms have been put down and put out to pasture for a while. So politics has not ended. You can rest assured a whole lot more is going to be happening. But and again, I want to shout out to Jason Dedman, Board of Elections. Good
most
job, Jason. Good.
definitely. Great job.
And
And you know what, Al? I never heard a complaint from anyone at all the polls I went to
Wow.
about having to show their ID.
Oh, wow. Why would they?
That's right. Not a complaint I heard.
Okay. I don't think it drove away any voters. Let's just put it that way.
No.
And I want to say to Joe McLaughlin, one more time, Joe, I heard about it, son. I heard about it. Kudos.
I have bill money.
I think I could get him out.
Yes.
Have a good rest of your day. It's going to be a little bit dicey out there from time to time, and on the water especially. So just be careful. Be very careful. You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. Fox News is coming up now. And after that, at 10 o'clock, another dose of the Daily D's with a Rick. Rick's going to hand it off this afternoon at 3 o'clock to the man, the one, the only, Hollywood man. And we will see you tomorrow morning in about 22 hours.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. Donald Trump has no one in the way now of another Republican presidential nomination. Nikki Haley will announce this morning she's suspending her campaign. Fox's Bill Malugin at Haley campaign headquarters.